Hey, what's up, everybody? So I'm coming to you today with the ESPN recap from Saturday, February 13th, where we saw a card take place and, pretty good action that night, actually. A couple good knockouts. Again, guys, if you like my page, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. So, first off, the main event with Joe Smith Jr. and Maxime Vlasov for the vacant light heavyweight title, that's 175 pounds, that got scratched as Vlasov tested positive for COVID. So that fight is has been postponed. So it's still gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. It just didn't happen Saturday night, which was disappointing because I was really looking forward to that fight. I think it's a lot better matchup than people are giving it credit for, but hopefully that fight gets rescheduled. I'm thinking likely not till April because ESPN, I don't believe, is doing any fight cards in March because I think March Madness and for other reasons as well. So probably April, the earliest that we'll see Joe Smith and Vlasov compete for that light heavyweight championship. But we'll keep you posted. Maybe they can squeeze them into March, but we'll see. Excuse me. So let's take a look at the undercard. 3 fights to talk about here. We start with Jared, the real big baby Anderson, as he returned to heavyweight action, trying to leave no doubt that he's on the rise in the heavyweight division. And, he took on veteran Kingsley Abe. And, he had to work for this one, but, he pretty much controlled the action. And he went for it. It was a 6-round heavyweight bout. And he wanted the knockout, so he went for the knockout in the 6th round and landed a combination that ended with a wicked little left hook that laid out Kingsley Abe. So a nice knockout win right there as Anderson stays busy, moving forward. Kind of hard to tell right now how good this guy's going to be, but definitely got some talent, definitely got some power, and he's got pretty good size to him. So we'll see if he can make an impact in the heavyweight division, but nice. It's always good to see heavyweights and heavyweight knockouts, man. So that wasn't a bad fight right there. Move on to the co-feature where we saw 2 featherweights trying to move themselves back in contention. You had Adam Lopez. Only losses are to undefeated former world champion and current world champion. So he lost to Oscar Valdez and he lost to Stephen Fulton Jr. So 2 good fighters right there, taking on Jason Sanchez, who is another good fighter who lost to Oscar Valdez for the world title, former world title challenger. I predicted it to be a close, tough battle, and I predicted Adam Lopez to win a close decision, and Adam Lopez won a close decision in a good action-packed fight. Sanchez pretty much looked like he controlled the first half of the 10-round fight, and then Lopez came on strong in the second half of the fight, closed strong, and it really was a fight that could have went either way. It was a good action fight, and Lopez walked away with a close 10-round majority decision win, so nice win right there. This was kind of a guy who, both fighters who aren't necessarily stepping stones, I wouldn't call them that, but they're good kind of feel-out test opponents, to get to that next level, kind of do almost like a gatekeeper. But they're guys who, are still kind of learning their craft. They're still kind of young. So gatekeepers, I kind of reserve that for an older fighter. And, Lopez and Sanchez, I don't think are necessarily that. And this was a nice win for Lopez. He doesn't bust him into the top 10, but it's a nice win. And for Sanchez, he fought a close enough fight to where he could still bang around and stay in the mix also. So we'll see what Adam Lopez decides to do next. But the main event, lightweight action, saw Richard Commey, the former world champion, returning to action following a 14-month layoff in that brutal second-round TKO loss to Teofimo Lopez, as he took on Jackson Marinez, who was coming off of a controversial decision loss to Rolando Romero in a fight that most people thought Ramirez was going to win. And everybody wanted to see if Marinez was good enough for Richard Commey level, and if Richard Commey was still on that level after that tough knockout loss to Lopez? Well, Commey went in there and dominated Marinez. He just stalked him down. Marinez tried to avoid Commey's power shots and just his overall aggression. He tried to box, he tried to move, but Commey was just relentless. He kept pressing, and he scored a brutal 6th-round knockout win to let everybody know that he's still here and he's still somebody that people got to deal with. And for me personally, about the loss to Teofimo Lopez for Richard Commey, I don't really chalk that up as Lopez being that much better than Commey, because the knockout happened so early in the fight. It was kind of one of those, like, you never know what could have happened because nobody was expecting that knockout. It was almost like Jermell Charlo when he knocked out Erickson Lubin a few years ago. Most people going into that fight, there was some, myself included, that were picking Lubin to win. And Charlo caught him in the early part of that fight, early on, that you're kind of like, well, yeah, he caught him. It was a brutal knockout. Nice win, but did that define how good or bad Erickson Lubin was? I don't think so, because we never got a chance to see, because he pretty much got caught with a terrific, perfect shot. And I liken the Lopez and Commey fight to that fight right there, because I think that's what happened. Commey was the favorite going in against Lopez in that fight, and I think most people, myself included, that thought Lopez was going to win, which I picked Lopez to win that fight. I think most people felt if it was a knockout, it would come later. If it was more like a decision, a hard-fought decision against a tough Richard Commey, but nobody thought an early knockout in this fight, and Lopez caught him. He caught him clean with a clean shot. Richard Commey was coming right in, and he put him down hard, and he couldn't recover. So I don't think that knockout loss is going to define Commey. If anything, he's going to bounce back, and he's still a very dangerous lightweight contender. And we'll get into what possibly could be next for him when I go over my what's next video with Richard Commey. And for Jackson Marinez, well, he's going to have to start over. He's really going to have to start over. That was a tough loss. I think some people thought he was going to be competitive in that fight. I was interested in seeing how good he really was, and he didn't show me that he's top 10 lightweight material. So we'll see what happens. But that was it. That was my ESPN recap from the 13th of February. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, like my video. Don't like it, guys, show me some kind of love. I appreciate either one. A comment or subscribe to the channel. I'm one subscriber away from 100, and I'm pretty excited about that. So, all right, guys, that's it. I appreciate you. True Boxing, you've been here with the truth.